People don't burn out because they work too hard. They burn out because they work wrong and keep repeating it. You feel it when even rest doesn't work anymore. You take a day off and you still feel exhausted. You sleep in on Sunday and Monday feels just as heavy. You try to relax, but your brain won't shut off. And the more you try to recover, the worse it gets. Most people think the solution is obvious. Take more breaks, get more sleep, maybe go on vacation. But here's the thing. The people who produce the most, the writers, the creators, the builders, they didn't work less. They worked differently. And once you see what they did, burnout stops looking like exhaustion. It starts looking like a pattern you can actually break. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Burnout isn't caused by doing too much. It's caused by how you're approaching the work. The way you start, the way you stop, the way you think about it. And today, I'm going to show you 5 simple shifts that prevent burnout without slowing down, without stepping away, and without pretending you don't have responsibilities. But first, you need to see where most people go wrong. Most people work until they're completely empty. They push through the entire day, they keep going until there's nothing left in the tank, and only then do they stop. That feels responsible, right? It feels like you're giving it your all. But this is exactly where burnout starts. Because when you finish your day completely drained, your brain learns something dangerous. It learns that work equals pain. Work equals depletion. Work equals suffering. And tomorrow, your brain resists before you even start. Now let's break the pattern, one shift at a time. The first thing high performers did differently sounds completely backwards. They stopped in the middle. Not when they were tired, not when they ran out of ideas. They stopped while things were still going well. Ernest Hemingway, one of the most prolific writers in history, would stop mid-sentence sometimes. He'd know exactly what came next, but he wouldn't write it. He'd just stop. Most people would panic at that idea. Why would you stop when you're on a roll? But here's why it works. Burnout doesn't come from the work itself. It comes from forcing yourself to finish when your brain is already empty. When you stop early, while you still have energy, your brain doesn't associate work with exhaustion. You don't dread coming back the next day. In fact, you're actually excited to return because you already know where you're going. Here's how you apply this today. Whether you're working on a project, studying, writing emails, whatever. Stop before you're completely drained. Leave one thing unfinished on purpose. One paragraph, one task, one email. You're not being lazy. You're setting yourself up to start strong tomorrow instead of starting from zero. Don't drain the tank. Leave a little fuel behind. Now here's where most people mess this up completely. They try to recover from burnout by being productive during rest. They track their steps. They optimize their weekends. They turn recovery into another thing to achieve. And that makes burnout worse. The geniuses didn't do that. Charles Darwin took long daily walks. No destination, no purpose, just walking. Nikola Tesla wandered around the city for hours without any goal. And here's the key. They weren't trying to get anything out of it. No progress, no productivity, no self-improvement. And that's exactly why it worked. Burnout isn't fixed by more efficiency. It's fixed when your brain gets to stop performing, when nothing is expected, when you're not being measured or evaluated. Your nervous system can't heal if it's constantly being graded. Here's how you do this without changing your life. Pick one daily activity that produces absolutely nothing. No photos for Instagram, no tracking, no learning. Just time that doesn't need to justify itself. Go for a walk without your phone. Sit outside and do nothing. Stare out the window. It sounds useless, and that's the entire point. Your brain heals when nothing is expected from it. Now comes the part nobody talks about. Burnout accelerates when you try to control everything in your life. Think about this. How much energy are you spending trying to keep everything perfect? Your workspace, your schedule, your appearance, your reputation. Albert Einstein refused to do this. Messy desk. Same outfit every day. Didn't care about social expectations. Not because he was lazy, but because he understood something critical. Perfection. Everywhere creates pressure everywhere. And pressure never turns off. You don't just burn out from work. You burn out from trying to control every single detail of your existence. So here's the shift. Let one harmless area of your life stay messy. Your desk, your car, your closet. Stop tightening every screw. Stop optimizing everything. Give yourself permission to be imperfect somewhere. You'll feel the weight lift immediately. The next habit is where energy is either protected or permanently drained. And it happens first thing in the morning. High performers guard their mornings like their life depends on it. The philosopher Immanuel Kant didn't take meetings in the morning. The writer Virginia Woolf protected her early hours from people and chaos. No meetings, no emails, no reacting to other people's emergencies. Because here's what happens. If your mornings belong to everyone else, your energy never catches up. You spend your best hours putting out fires, answering messages, reacting. And by the time you get to your actual work, you're already tired. You don't need to redesign your entire life to fix this. Just protect the first 30 to 90 minutes of your day. Create something. Work on your priorities. Do deep work. No messages, no social media, no news. Even a small protected window changes how the entire day feels. You start with momentum instead of resistance. Now here's the habit that quietly drains more energy than work ever could. And most people don't even realize they're doing it. Most people emotionally score their days. Good day, bad day, wasted day, productive day. And every night they judge themselves. Did I do enough? Was I lazy? Did I waste time? Leonardo da Vinci didn't do this. He didn't label his days. He didn't judge them. Because here's the truth. Self-judgment burns energy before the work even begins. When you wake up and immediately start evaluating yesterday, you're already tired. You're carrying the weight of every day you've ever labeled as a failure. Burnout feeds on daily evaluation. So stop scoring your days. Think in weeks. Think in months. Let bad days exist without meaning anything about you. One rough day doesn't define you. One unproductive week doesn't mean you're failing. Let it go. Judging the day drains more energy than the day itself. Now let's bring this all together because burnout isn't solved by stepping away. It's solved by changing how the work feels. When you stop before you're empty, work stays inviting instead of painful. When you allow useless time, your brain actually recovers. When you release control, the pressure drops. When you protect your mornings, energy compounds instead of draining. When you stop judging every single day, effort stops hurting. And here's the shift that matters most. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're not bad at managing stress. You've just been trained to work in a way that drains your mind. And once you flip these patterns, something changes. Work stops feeling so heavy. Rest actually starts working again, and effort no longer costs you your sanity. That's how high performers avoid burnout, not by stopping, but by changing the rules. If this resonates with you, subscribe. This channel breaks down how to build a focused, disciplined life without burning out, without the hype, and without pretending everything's easy. Hit that subscribe button and let's keep building together. Stay gritty.